Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Thunder Valley. Welcome to the TWIGI iRacing series. Short track racing on a Friday night. It's going to be a fun one. Bristol Motor Speedway, the last great Coliseum. Daytime racing here in Tennessee, just on the border of Tennessee and Virginia, is where Bristol Motor Speedway is located. Half-mile oval, high banks, concrete. Tire wear will be a premium. Keeping your car clean and surviving will be a premium tonight. 190 laps tonight for tonight's event. 78 degrees the air temperature, the track temp 115 degrees. I'm Carmen. Thank you all for joining us on an amazing but warm Friday evening here at ABN Studios. As qualifying is underway, most of the field has already set qualifying lap times here so far. Very few drivers have yet set time. Here's what the qualifying times look like at the moment, with just 2 minutes and change remaining in the session. John Holliday goes 8th fastest. There's 13 that will take part in tonight's race, an abbreviated field, but should be a good race. RJ Buchanan, Lilac Zier, and Josh Jernigan will seemingly not take to the track here for qualifying. You see on track, Selena Thompson. Thompson sitting on track at the moment, just running practice laps. 10th fastest so far for the SRC racing driver. Like here, we'll get on track here. So we will see some glimpse of action on track. There's the 89. What will the first lap look like for Zier? Out of turn 4. 15.4 for Zier. 15.27 is the lap set by Alec Daffin. Daffin, Watchorn, Elkins, Gregg, top 4. Zier will not complete the second lap with a valid time. So she'll stay 5th fastest. With about 17, 16, 15 seconds left in qualifying. Qualifying effectively over here at Bristol. So we will jump into the race itself. 13 cars again in this session. Here's what we're looking at. Alec Daffin, Merrick Watchorn on the front row with Jacob Elkins and Vernon Gregg alongside each other in row 2. Lilac Zier, we saw Lilac in row 3, qualified 5th place alongside John Buwalda. Maurice Gilmillion and David Wright sitting in row 4, row 5. John Holliday and Patrick Hernandez. Selena Thompson and Josh Jernigan in row number 6. With RJ Buchanan rounding out the field. Everyone getting ready to go here at Bristol Motor Speedway. 190 laps, 100 miles here in Tennessee. Waiting for some cars to get on track here as things get ready to go. Waiting for Zier and Daffin to join the grid. Again, sitting here, 13 cars set to take part in tonight's event, at least take the grid. All the cars get on track. So now it's showtime. Half mile here in Bristol, Tennessee. One of a couple short half-mile ovals alongside Martinsville. Some of the most popular short ovals in the United States. We'll see 2 formation laps here to get everything kicked off and underway. We'll get the 1 to go signal here, and we'll get started. Eric Watchorn, a tremendously in the championship so far. As we get closer to the midway point in the season. Pace car is in, green flag is out, and away we go. We're racing in Thunder Valley. Daffin off to an early start. Gregg sits 3rd, Elkins 4th, Zier 5th. Hernandez already struggling. Hernandez around, and that's a yellow. First one of the night, and it's early. He will not go a lap down. He'll stay on the lead lap. Got turned around in time. But an early spin for the 19 of Hernandez. Number 1 at David Wright checks up. 3 wide. Selena Thompson is who Hernandez spins off the nose of. And you see contact with the wall will require a repair for the 19 of Hernandez. Couple laps in and already trouble as drivers try to get a little bit overzealous on the start. Things having to settle down here early on. Couple cars come down pit lane for service. Patrick Hernandez, one of them. Will be a quick caution, so a quick restart coming up. Daffin chose the outside lane, giving Watchorn the inside lane on this restart. As things get ready to restart, out of 4, green flag back in the air, and away we go. Daffin with an amazing restart once again. Then his teammates, Merrick Watchorn and Jacob Elkins. Watchorn trying to crawl that gap back. Watchorn trying to chip away at that lead. Right now doing so, running a different line from Daffin. So far it's effective. Top 5 are where they started this race. Top 3 begin to kind of slip away and break themselves away from the rest of the group. There's Elkins in 3rd. It's a full second back to Britton Gray. CZ there in 5th, then Doc Holliday in 6th, Selena Thompson in 7th. Hernandez back up into the top 10, battling alongside Thompson. Hernandez not giving up the battle for 7th that easy. Riding on board with Hernandez, who's looking back at Gamillion. Saw that over under as Thompson makes the move to the bottom. Hernandez up to 7th. as Thompson falls further and further backwards. Selena Thompson flying behind Josh Jernigan now, all the way down in 12th place. As there you see the race leader. Top 5 kind of separating on their own here as we have crossed the 25 lap mark. Staffen sitting in the race lead, trying to expand on that race lead. He's opened up 1.5 seconds. Merrick Watchorn in second. Jacob Elkins in third. There's battle for third. Elkins in that Interstate Batteries number 9. Greg in the white number 18. Selena Thompson in pit lane early. A little bit of contact between the two, of the 18 and the 9 of Greg and Elkins here. Greg trying to get up there into the top 3. Phenomenal battle between the two so far. Greg gets to the bottom. Still not completely clear. Elkins using the outside lane as much as he can. Vernon Gregg finally gets clear of Elkins here, up to 3rd place for him. Over for the back battle between teammates. Gamillion and Hernandez. Gamillion trying to hold on to 7th. Hernandez wants it. As the field spreads out a little bit. Give you an idea of where everyone is on track. Pretty easy to keep an eye on 13 cars. All 13 on track still at the moment. Selena Thompson went 3 laps down. We see the Selena Thompson a lot quicker now. Fresh tires than a 61. Brennan Gregg on the charge, trying to catch up to Merrick Watchorn, who's dropped 4 seconds to Alec Daffin. Brennan Gregg trying to make a move going forward. Trying to bide his time. Still winning that second position. You see the gap between Watchorn and Daffin. Daffin's already in the middle of turns 1 and 2. Almost a full straightaway for Daffin. Gregg peeked to the inside there on the turn 3 and 4. Still going to stay on the inside lane, turn through 1 and 2. The Watchorn staying firm in that second position. One of the closest battles on track at the moment. The battle for 5th equally as close between Lilac Zier and David Wright. And Wright's going to get around Zier pretty easily. Jernigan trying to stay out of the way, inadvertently kind of just held Zier back a little bit there. Up front by 6 seconds, it's Alec Daffin ahead of Merrick Watcher and Brennan Gregg, who are still battling, but now have to deal with the lap car of Selena Thompson as Thompson goes through on fresher tires. Was that what Brennan Gregg needed to get clear? It was. Gregg gets clear of Watchorn. Watchorn trying to return the favor. But Gregg, I think, has just done a little bit better preserving those tires so far over these first 54 laps. We've had one caution. It was on lap 2 for a spin with Patrick Hernandez and Selena Thompson. It's been green ever since. Take the time to enjoy the sounds of Thunder Valley, so let's crank it up. Approaching the halfway point. Some pit stops have begun, as now it's only 5 on the lead lap. Daffin trying to be one of the last to pit here at Bristol. First green flag pit stops. It is all about being able to manage tires and manage traffic. So you're fighting to stay on the lead lap. See the 89 is here and the 48 of Daffin. And Daffin's going to go around here to put 0-1 lap down. Very close contact between Zero and Daffin, but they make it stick and they go through. Daffin up to the 4th place is next on the cars he needs to lap. Daffin's staying out as long as he can. I don't believe pit stops are happening because of fuel. I think the pit stops that have happened so far have happened because of tires. So if Daffin can continue to go, reason to believe that he would continue to just keep pushing on. See David Wright, who pit for fresh tires. He's going to go around here and make quick work of the race leader. Lap 83. Laps are ticking away rapidly here. Merrick Watron comes in. So does Jacob Elkins. It leaves just Daffin and Greg out on the lead lap as it currently sits. They were already top 2 in the standings. And now not Daffin, but Watron and Elkins trying to hope that they can get a little bit of that time back that they lost in this opening stanza. Daffin and Greg on lead lap. Zier sits currently in 3rd, but the top 4 have yet to pit. Zier and Gamillion already a lap down before pit stops. Would have to hazard a guess. The idea is to try to get beyond lap 95 before making a pit stop. If I'm a gambling person, that would be what I would say is probably the plan. If they can get past 95, that's the halfway point in this race. And that'd make life a lot easier for them. The closer they can get to lap 100, the better. Daffin, Greg, Gamillion, Zier, top 4 still. You see, there's the 40 of Joshua Jernigan, who is currently 5 laps down, but still rolling. Selena Thompson is out of this race. So the first tryman officially on lap 61 is Lena Thompson as we roll through for lap 92. Saw Jernigan get around Daffin there, get one of his laps back. Now only 4 laps down. We have passed the halfway point at the end of this lap. And Daffin has no intent of coming in immediately. Brendan Gregg, however, will come down pit lane. So the 18 pits. I have to reason a guess that that would mean that Daffin may not be too far behind. There's Watchorn and the 9 of Jacob Elkins. And they get around Daffin to get one of their laps back there. They're now only 1 lap down. Two cars have yet to pit at all, and that's Daffin and Gomillion. Hernandez pit on the first caution on lap 4, so he can only go a couple laps longer. There's Brendan Gregg, who will try to get one of his laps back. He went 2 laps down, now only 1 lap down. Daffin, the only driver on the lead lap at the moment, but it will not last. He's got a pit stop to make. And here comes Daffin. Daffin comes in. Needs to make sure he didn't get a penalty there. David Wright stays out. He came in on 63, so he's the one furthest off sequence. As Hernandez comes in at well. So David Wright will take the lead of this race. Daffin coming out of pit lane as the race continues on. You saw where Watchorn go by. Gomillion's going to try to go by. He will have the advantage to be able to go by, but won't be able to get clear. And that's why Gomillion still has not yet pit. You see Gomillion, who is still struggling on those older tires, going as long as possible. David Wright's actually about to put him a lap down. David Wright tags the wall. David Wright gets around Josh Jernigan. Battle quickly coming up between Watchorn and Daffin. How quick is this battle over and done with? Watchorn put on lap 81, Daffin on lap 101. So Watchorn immediately loses second place to Daffin, who's trying to catch up to David Wright. David Wright enjoying the race lead as much as he can. Although he is off sequence, he does have another pit stop to make in this race. See, Alec Daffin's already closed that gap a ton, and will close the gap even more, and now is through. Alec Daffin to the point as David Wright continues on his way. David Wright still 6 spots up from where he started this race. Only one retirement so far, that being Selena Thompson. Everyone else very much still in it. David Wright, you saw come down pit lane. Took his service and will go right along. RJ Buchanan will do the same thing. Three cars on the lead lap. Brennan Gregg, one of them, trying to chase down the 91 of Merrick Watchorn, who's 3 seconds ahead of him. Brennan Gregg struggling behind the 9 of Jacob Elkins, with laps quickly ticking away. Gap coming down significantly between the 18 and the 91. As we approach the final 60 laps in this race, Alec Daffin is off for the races, almost in a new zip code with how quickly he's put 7.6 seconds on Merrick Watchorn. Happens to open up almost a 10-second gap as his teammate closes in less than 2 seconds away from Merrick Watchorn. One of the closest battles on track. The next closest will be between Lilac Zier and David Wright. David Wright just a little up the road in 5th. But both of them are 2 laps down at the moment. But at the front, Alec Daffin, 9.5 seconds the gap. John Holliday comes down pit lane for what we assume might be the final time. Watchorn, the gap's closing between him and Brennan Gregg. Running about 4 laps a minute here. A very blink and you miss it race. Ten seconds the gap between leader and second place. 1.3 the gap between second and third. With Elkins sitting almost a full lap behind. In danger of going 2 laps down. David Wright getting a little bit closer to Elkins, who has just gone 2 down. There's Daffin, 48, who's gone around him. Elkins has been passed by David Wright, who is on fresher tires. He's actually going to try to come after the 48 of Daffin to get one of his laps back. He will get after it. David Wright is on the move, may not get both laps back here, but definitely put himself in a position where if something happens, he could be in a really, really good spot. A serious threat right now. Especially to Watchorn and Gregg, who are now within genuine range. So David Wright going through. Battle for 6th place, Hernandez and Zier. And Hernandez will go through. Zier may try to come down pit lane. She will come down pit lane. So she'll surrender 6th place and more. As this battle for second begins in earnest. Lap car is in the way. Vernon Gregg having this, they're sitting bide his time, really. Because Buchanan and Buwalda are battling for position. So we got 2 battles on your screen, just on different laps. Now the battle once again between Watchorn and Gregg. Fully in motion. Still side by side, this battle for second place. Watchorn, Gregg still sitting and battling, and once again, Vernon Gregg gets the better of Watchorn, the points leader. And keep an eye, there's David Wright. He is not in this battle, but he's unlapping himself to these two. Not a whole lot that Merrick Watchorn can do at the moment, other than watch and wait. As David Wright goes on ahead. So the best tires on track right now belong to the number 1 car. At this point, David Wright's hoping that whatever happens before DEF and laps Watchorn or Gregg. Close battle still for second place. There's Zier in the mix, Zier on fresher tires. Watchorn not losing sight of the 18 with less than 30 to go. Trying to get around. That's the 40 of Josh Jernigan, who has held up Brennan Gregg here and presents Watchorn with an opportunity. Gregg got clear of Holiday. Less than 25 to go. Coming to 20 laps to go. These two still have not let each other out of each other's sights. Brennan Gregg working on Patrick Hernandez, trying to put Hernandez another lap down. A little bit further back, there's Alec Daffin. Just coasting out these last 19 laps. It's been a clinic by Alec Daffin so far. 12.6 seconds the gap. .15 laps to go. Elkins comes in. And now there's a legitimate question on the 91 of Merrick Watchorn, who came in on lap 81. Brennan Gregg came in exactly on lap 95. He came in at the halfway mark. Does Watchorn have enough to make it to the end of this race without making another stop? And can he do that without going a lap down? That is the infinite question going on right now for the 91. You see his teammate ahead of him, not on the same lap. Hernandez in 5th, 2 laps down. David Wright 1 lap down. If a caution came out now, David Wright would be the free pass recipient. But right now, all eyes right now on Brennan Gregg and Merrick Watchorn, 2nd and 3rd. What do they do? Can they do anything? Watchorn gets clear of Hernandez. It's another car between him and Daffin to try to stay on the lead lap, coming to 10 laps to go. There's Josh Jernigan on fresh tires. Number 40 will go by the race leader to get one of his 11 laps back. Now within the last 10 laps of this race. Staffen, Greg, Watchorn, top three. Will it stay that way these next 4 miles and change? 8 to go. So you're getting around to get one of her 3 laps back. She's now only 2 laps down, sitting in 6th. 5 to go, though, for the race leader, Alec Daffin. With Merrick Watchorn just up ahead. Going to 3 laps to go. Car in the pit lane. That's John Holiday. Just ahead, Merrick Watchorn. Looks like he will stay on the lead lap. Coming to 2 laps to go. A mile left in play for Alec Daffin. Zier and Hernandez battling for 5th place. That's the battle for 5th, but the white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go for Alec Daffin. And we're seeing this battle for 5th. Hernandez holding on as much as he can. Hernandez put on lap 100. Zier on 144. It'll be checkered flag in the air. Hernandez in the wall, but Daffin wins at Bristol. Five wins in the series for Alec Daffin. Vernon Gregg finishes in 2nd, and Merrick Watchorn will round out the podium once again, minimizing the damage to his points lead. A rapid event here at Bristol sees Alec Daffin as the race winner. We'll hear from some of our podium finishers here in just a second. Merrick Watchorn, 3rd place finisher, minimized what was a significant chance at a points hit here tonight at Bristol Motor Speedway. Before we start with the podium interviews, we will kind of flash forward to what's going on in the weekend ahead. Tomorrow night is the OAP Super Sports Series. That begins, that 10-round championship begins tomorrow night. 9:45 p.m. Eastern at Daytona International Speedway. You can find that here on Twitch, here at ABN Esports, or on abnesports.com. Then it's Sunday, St. Louis Gateway Motorsports Park for the Darkside Mustangs A-Square Cup Series season. And then Monday, the HTL Cup Series finale from Auto Club Speedway. That's Monday, 8 p.m. Those are the next 3 days in motion. We'll hear from Merrick Watchorn, 3rd place finisher here tonight. Merrick, this is Carmen from the ABN. Got a copy?
Got a good copy.
A very quick race, a very clean race tonight, and 3rd place keeps a firm hold of that championship advantage you've got so far. But walking through this race, it did not seem like a walk in the park, especially later on there.
I had the wrong brake bias. That's really what this comes down to. I just had the wrong brake bias. Clearly, Alec had the brake bias, and that's all it took. That's all she wrote. Couldn't do anything about it.
Obviously, this race, 190 laps, 100 miles, a very rapid event here tonight. You talk about the brake bias, how important that was. What makes that brake bias so important? For those that are watching that maybe aren't familiar with short track racing, why is that so important? Does it have to do with the tires, or is it just a car sensation, or is it a car feeling that you're trying to get?
It just comes down to how this car runs. Sometimes a higher brake bias with how these sway bar is designed, it causes the car either, the preload to be too much for the car or too little. Unfortunately, the cross weight was like 55, and then the preload was 100. So you're talking almost 100 feet of pressure on that right front. So unfortunately, the lower the better, but the lower you go, the more you have the opportunity to slide and take out the rear. Unfortunately for me, I was at 62% tonight, and after looking at how Alec had better tires than I was a little bit closer this time on tire wear, so I wasn't really killing them this last run, but I could definitely see that, unfortunately, I did the wrong setup, and that's just on me. Just got to take that to note, realize that when we come back here next time, later in the season, I'll know to be lower on my brake bias for a longer run, because that race is going to be longer than this one. So, even though I didn't win Darlington, even though I didn't win Bristol, my two favorite tracks on the schedule, it's all good. I'll just come back stronger, knowing what I need to do, and trying to increase my points lead later down the road, and kind of keep the damage to a minimum. That's why I tried so hard the early part of the season, just to make sure that I had separation between me and the rest of the field, because sooner or later this good luck was going to run out sooner or later. So you know how it goes.
You talk about tracks coming back and doing Bristol again and Darlington later on in the season. The rest of this month looks to be stacked. A lot of fun tracks on the calendar. Twin Ring Motegi, Texas, Kentucky, Mid-Ohio. Obviously, road courses have kind of given you some fits there, some good luck, some bad luck. But looking at the month ahead, a lot of speedy tracks that seem to really suit your driving style and to really kind of suit where a lot of your strengths really sort of hide in this Xfinity car. How do you see the month of June going for you? Seeing what those tracks are going to be, a lot of quick tracks on the calendar.
Yeah, no, it's just going to come down to being consistent and practicing. So whatever happens, and if I can get a couple more wins and kind of solidify myself in the point standing, I'll be a happy cat and we can move about our business. But hopefully, we can kind of square everything kind of way. We're walking into the mid part of our season, so this is where a lot of patience and a lot of tempers are going to be flaring. I was kind of surprised how clean we were tonight, so gotta take that for what it was and for what it is, and go about our business that way.
Yeah, as I said, only one caution that was on lap 2, and it was green the rest of the way. A very clean and easy race for you, as looking, just kind of stepping back and looking at it from an outside perspective. Very easy race to officiate here this evening. But before I let you go and kind of let you just kind of unwind, obviously a very quick race, kind of just in a flash. It was a blink and you miss a sort of event. If there's anyone to shout out and say thank you to, Merrick, the floor is yours. Obviously, I had a chance to race last week at Charlotte. Back in the booth here tonight, but a lot of fun here at Bristol, and going to be a lot of fun the rest of the month with all these intermediates coming up.
Yeah, hopefully we can just keep it out of the wall and kind of just drive away with it. Just got to keep my head clean. So just want to shout out to y'all for, of course, broadcasting and being part of this league. We appreciate y'all kindly. Just want to thank TWIGI, of course. Want to thank QSA, Capture the Occasion, my teammates, of course. We were really trying to work together, trying to get a good run for this, to bring for the team to be a great showing. So hopefully we can go about our business going forward with that, and only place is up next. So I've been on top the whole season, so maybe this is just my bad of luck stringing along again. So we'll see if I can bounce back next week and further on down the schedule.
Well, Merrick, a lot of fun watching you race tonight. Third place finish tonight with Twin Ring Motegi next Friday. Merrick, good luck next week. We'll be watching, and can't wait to see what you can pull off in Japan.
All right. Thank you, Carmen.
That was Merrick Watchorn, third place finisher here this evening. First thing, we'll be able to hear from either of the top two finishers. We will go over the finishing order of tonight's event here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Alec Daffin, Brennan Gregg, Merrick Watchorn, top three in this race. The only three on the top of the, only three on the lap, I should say. Only one caution that was on lap 2. Everyone else had to do a lot of long run pace to make it around here tonight. David Wright, Lilac Zero rounded out the top 5. A good result for David Wright, especially in Lilac Zero continuing her streak of top 5s on these shorter tracks. Patrick Hernandez, Maurice Gamillion, RJ Buchanan, Jacob Elkins, and John Buwalda round out the top 10. We saw the battle between Zier and Hernandez there at the end, with Zier coming out on top, but Hernandez is still a good showing there for him. John Holliday, Josh Jernigan finished this race. They were the last ones to finish this race. Lena Thompson retired after 61 laps. That'll do it from us here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Again, tomorrow night, 9:45, the start of the OAP Super Sports Series at Daytona. Some early Gen 6 action, some IROC flair. It's going to be a lot of fun. Some of the best and brightest of different communities showing up for a 10-race mini-season this summer. You're not going to miss it. But on behalf of everyone, for TWIGI, for the TWIGI iRacing series, and everyone here at ABN Studios and all of our partners, I'm Carmen Sienna. Until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, try to have some fun coming up this weekend. But on behalf of everyone this weekend, we'll see you all next time. Have fun, everybody.